All right, welcome back to Live at 9. I'm here with Jordan, who's the founder of Holos Elite Training. And just tell me a little bit about your background and what Holos is all about.
So I spent 20 years in the military, over half of that as a Green Beret, specifically a Special Forces medical sergeant.
Wow.
Towards the end of my career, I got moved into the Human Performance and Wellness Coordinator position for the entire battalion, working with guys on how to get left of suicide, burnout, addiction, divorce rates.
Right.
So for 2 years, I kind of came up with a protocol of what worked in my own life, and that translated into a class, and now we teach it to law enforcement officers, first responders, and military.
Wow, that's super incredible, and it's something like I've never really heard before, and probably something new to our region as well. First of all, thank you for your service, and thank you for what you're doing. I know you're making an impact on a lot of people who have done so much good for our community. How has this helped? How has your own experience helped you kind of form what you've been building here?
Sure. When you're in the position on a team, you're going constantly and not really paying attention to yourself and what's best for you, whether that's going and getting medical checkups or being the dad you need to be at home, or the husband you need to be at home. And that takes a toll over time. And so you don't really get taught those things while you're in the job. And that's kind of what we started focusing on. If you want to be better in your career, you have to take care of those things first. So taking care of your family and all. And so I had to take a look at myself and say, how do I take care of my family, take care of my kids? And that made me a better operator. And it seems to be making other guys better at their job also, and extending longevity of the job.
Right, yeah, and I'm sure a big part of it too is that first step of just awareness, right? Awareness of maybe some of the past trauma you've been dealing with, awareness that there could be an impact to your life, your family, and your job, and then the step of actually reaching out for help. Do you find that that's a really big, hard thing for people to do?
Yeah, it absolutely. It's counterculture for those like warrior class people. So basically that what you just described is what we do, is educate on the front end of the class, saying, hey, these are all the hazards of the job and this is what it does to you, whether that's hormones, sleep imbalances, nutrition imbalances, all these things, right? But then what we do that's different, I think, is not just educate, but then give practical advice for therapies you can do yourself to start healing and moving in the right direction. And whether that's in a one-day class or a 3-day class or on our online platform, everything takes that same approach. You get education and how to apply that to your life immediately.
That's really awesome. So it's more than just, you know, like you said, the first step, it is actually applying some of those resources to your life so you can see that difference, right? You know, come to fruition and really come out better on the backside of things. And what resources do y'all offer to really make a difference in someone's life?
So we teach, it's all practical application for self-health, basically. So whether that's breathing techniques or cold showers and cold plunge, sauna, low intensity steady state is a big one, because most people that are training for these jobs do high intensity training, so HIIT training, but sometimes that actually is not beneficial because it stimulates the sympathetic nervous system. Versus down regulating you stay in this fight or flight mode when you really need to be able to swap back over to rest and digest mode.
That's a really good point that you don't think about. You know, I feel like people, they go and they're trying to do all this high intensity stuff, but that can really mess with your hormones and how your body is working, right?
Absolutely. It even messes up your sleep. So in that go fight or flight, now you're not resting, and then unfortunately that leads to looking for ways to help you go to sleep. And you know, mental health is so important when it comes, and sleep is important for your mental health, and people, I think, underestimate how important it is just to get a good night's sleep. Oh, absolutely. If you can get a good night's sleep, that corrects probably 90% of the problems.
So before we run out of time, I want to give the viewers who are watching, maybe they're in your shoes or they have been before, or, you know, someone that really needs a little bit of extra help. And you said it's not just for veterans and for military personnel, but for law enforcement and people that work in a high stress type of environment. That's right. So give them your information, how they can reach out and maybe get some of those resources.
So you can go on our website, which is holos.training, www.holos.training, or you can go on Instagram, Holos Training, Facebook is just Holos, and those are the easiest ways to get in touch with us.